evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out. I'd like to call the Plan Commission special meeting for January 15th, 2020. And we will start first with number item 1, call to order, please. Number 2, if we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If I can get roll call, please.
Mr. Burleson.
Here.
Ms. Cardona.
Here.
Mr. Gill.
Here.
Mr. Gillette.
Here.
Ms. Little.
Here.
Ms. Wooland is absent. Mr. Kennedy.
Here.
Mr. Everly.
Here.
Mr. Kraus.
Here.
Attorney Decker.
Here. And just for the record, Nancy did advise me at the last meeting she would not be able to make it today. On to the next point, we have a public hearing today. I will turn it over to Rick to make sure all the notifications went out and give us a brief description on the public hearing.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, all notices went out. The legal notices appeared in the newspaper in a timely fashion in preparation for this public hearing, so it is able to be conducted.
And Rick, real quick, I apologize.
Sure.
The public hearing is for 2020-0001, rezoning of 111 plus or minus acres east of Klein Avenue between 101st Avenue and 109th Avenue, petitioner, St. John Plan Commission. The petitioner is seeking to rezone the 111 acres of land that was annexed into the town on January 2020 from R2 PUD to R1 single family. The land has been zoned R2 PUD as part of the annexation that was approved by the previous 2019 Town Council. I apologize for interrupting, but wanted to put that.
Correct, and that was all the more I was gonna say about it, Mr. President, is where it's located and the land that we are discussing. You provided that summary. And again, all items are in order for the public hearing to proceed. With that, I would turn it over to Mr. Pansick for any comments he has.
Yes, I don't think I was part of the roll call, so I would like to note on the record that I'm here and present. And Mr. Chairman, if I may, on behalf of the Town Council, we'd like to recommend that item A on your agenda, the public hearing that you just opened, be continued to March 4th of 2020 for action to be action or possible deferral at that point again. But at this time, I would ask that the Plan Commission consider deferring that to March 4th.
Thank you, Councilman. The board members hearing what the council has asked, council liaison, Pansick has asked, is there any motion that the commission would like to take?
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry. I did want to add to the public record as well that this is due to some ongoing court proceedings that will be taking place, time frame a little bit unknown. So that is the reasoning behind it. Thank you.
So I know a lot of people probably come out tonight to talk about this. As the councilman just said, there is some legal proceedings going on, and I think wanted to have some time to resolve those issues. There will be, depending on how this commission votes, another public hearing on March 4th. At that time, now, we will have general public comment at the end of today's meeting, but if you wanted officially a part of the rezone request, you would have to come back on March 4th. That is the discretion of this commission to open up the public hearing or continue the public hearing till March 4th. So again, we apologize for any inconvenience this might have caused. And I now bring it back to the board if they want to make a motion based on the recommendation of Councilman Pansick.
I'll make the motion to go ahead and defer item A, the public hearing for the rezoning of the east of Klein Avenue and between 101st Avenue.
I have a motion to continue till March 4th. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? No discussion. Can I get a roll call, or all in favor, can I get an aye? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 6-0. On to point 4B, 2020-002 is rezoning of 40 plus or minus acres on the northwest corner of White Oak Avenue and 109th Avenue. Petitioner, St. John Plan Commission. Petitioner is seeking to rezone 40 plus or minus acres of land that was annexed into the town on January 1st, 2020, from RC2 PUD to R1 Single Family. The land has been zoned RC2 PUD as part of the annexation that was approved by the previous 2019 Town Council. Rick, I'll turn it over to you just to verify all notifications have been properly sent.
They have been, Mr. President, and this public hearing would be ready to proceed as well. This matter is similar to the first matter, and we would expect that this also would be continued to the March 4th, 2020 Plan Commission meeting. Mr. Pancic?
Yes, I concur. Again, due to court proceedings in progress, the town, on behalf of the town council, we'd ask the plan commission to consider continuing this to March 4th, 2020.
Bring it back to the commission members. Do I have a motion to continue public hearing number B to March 4th as well?
Like to make a motion for public hearing B, 40 plus or minus acres of the northwest corner of White Oak Avenue and 109th Avenue. Petitioner St. John Plan Commission be deferred till March 4th.
I have a motion to continue to public hearing to March 4th. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a second by Yolanda. All in discussion? No discussion, all in favor? Can I get an aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to continue it to March 4th, carries 6-0. Point number 5, old new business, nothing on the agenda. We will open it up to public comment. Again, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you coming out. I am sorry for any inconvenience the continuance has caused. We do not do that lightly. If you want to speak about the rezoning, you have that opportunity during public comment. Public comment is 3 minutes. I have 8 names that have signed up. I will call your name. I will then open up to anyone else in the public that wants to speak. I ask you to just hold it to 3 minutes. But again, if you want to speak specifically about the rezoning, you would have to come back on March 4th for that to be in the records. All right. Apologize if I get the names bad, so I apologize. But I got Jim DeBoer, if he would like to make any public comment.
My name,
And Mr. DeBoer,
Yes.
name and address for the recording secretary, please.
yes, my name is Jim DeBoer. My address is 10655 Bell Street from Green Acres subdivision. I'm here tonight because I want to see the rezoning to R1, not an R2, for the reason of rather being to have 350 homes is a lot better than over 700, let alone the traffic and everything else that's going to be tied up with that, which is tied up right now. And it's not going to have any kind of green space or trails to go on or walk on. It's just going to be house upon house. Instead of being 20,000 foot lots, they're going to be 11,000 foot lots. And I disapprove that. Thank you very much.
DeBoer, thank you for your comments. Next on the list is Dennis DeVito. Mr. DeVito?
My name is Dennis DeVito, 10341 Silver Maple Drive in St. John. I have prepared 2 presentations, one for each public hearing. I will talk until you cut me off.
Wait, hold on. All right, Dennis, go ahead.
I'm in favor of growth and positive controlled development in St. John. I'm also a strong believer in process and following self-generated rules as dictated by local, state, and federal ordinances and laws. For this case in point, I am unable to justify the quick rezoning simultaneous with annexation without comment from town officials. In doing so, the rezoning action bypassed the review of the Plan Commission. How strange the review of the Plan Commission was not sought for such a large, important parcel, especially since it was made clear that there was no immediate action planned for the parcel. Repeating, I stand here concerned about the land in question, how it was annexed, the resulting immediate simultaneous rezoning of that land. This action was rushed by a previous town council with so many unanswered questions. In summary, I appreciate the fact that it seems the rezoning of this parcel will now have the complete Plan Commission review. Hopefully, a fair and open hearing will now occur where citizens can speak, where questions can be asked and answered, where there are no hidden agendas, where residents can feel their elected and appointed officials will listen, and even if they do not agree, at least provide a reasonable explanation of their positions. It is clear that for any project or development in town to be truly successful, both the developer and the town must achieve certain objectives. To the developer, that is a profitable conclusion. To the town, it must be a civic benefit, both improving and enhancing the town. On our town website, we proudly proclaim that St. John is a well-planned community. From a developer's business plan comes his objectives. For some, it is high-end, big lot, big homes. For some, it is well-planned communities, perhaps with smaller lots, as part of a PUD having a significant component in forms of parks, open land, well-planned retention ponds, bike paths, and similar items all constructed to add value. But on occasion, some developers will attempt to simply build the greatest number of units in a given area to maximize the number of homes provided for immediate financial benefit for themselves at the expense of the long-term objectives of the town and its citizens. Developers who bring forth this type of plan overemphasize their personal financial objections at the expense of sacrificing or limiting offsetting opportunities for the community at large. A valuable asset of any town is its undeveloped real estate. A developer wishing to develop real estate in any community does so in great part because of what that town has to offer in so many different categories: community safety, existing home prices and ownership, police, fire, first responders, of the many physical characteristics of the town, its location, property values, and many more. As you know, St. John has an abundance of positive things going for it, built up over the years through the efforts of many. This has made property in St. John quite desirable and highly valued for development. Who makes the call between what is offered by the developer's business plan and what is considered a minimum benefit for the town? This is clearly the job and responsibility of the Plan Commission. I ask that this Plan Commission pay special attention to value of open property in the town and its citizens when it reviews any PUD proposal. It is true that neither the Plan Commission nor the town can ask for specific benefits like parks, but on the same token, it need not approve PUD proposals that do not offer what the Plan Commission considers significant benefits back to the town. The Plan Commission needs to remember that the default zoning of R1 is always an acceptable option available for any parcel it reviews for a PUD proposal. Rezoning from R1 is a concession that is made for a specific project, and evaluating that project, it might be easy to accommodate a developer for any number of reasons. In all cases, a fair and balanced review must be made for both the developer and the town. Over time, I've come to accept and believe a well-planned PUD can be a wonderful compromise between the financial expectations of a developer and maintaining the property values of the town consistent with ordinances. One way is to create a metric to effectively measure this in its unit density. The greater the density of units, the relatively smaller the average lot size will be. And of course, smaller lots can lead to smaller building waivers. Our ordinance do not suggest, encourage, or mandate standard density, leaving this option to the developer to propose and the Plan Commission to review for merit. As citizens, we have ideas, preferences, and limits to what we want to see in future developments. From my viewpoint, a unit density of 2.5 units per acre is the uppermost density that makes a PUD of a single and attached units workable. Experience shows me any density higher than 2.5 units per acre is not consistent with current characteristics of the town. It does not provide room for the give back of the town to maintain the property values of neighboring areas. It does not adequately provide for the town welfare. Of course, each project should be reviewed on its own merits, but as higher per acre density projects proposals are made, the Plan Commission should pay exceptional attention to the overall project and the benefit that specific PUD project brings to the town. Thank you.
Mr. DeVito, since you read, can I get copies of those may I have a copy of those for the minutes since you read them?
Thank you, I was gonna,
Thank you. Sorry, Mr. President.
no, you're, please, Mr. Mr. DeVito, I appreciate you expediting that. I know you read that quickly. I appreciate you giving it to us. That will give us time to review and read it, so thank you very much. And trying to keep it within that 3 minutes. Tina Ebinger?
I will wait until March.
Thank you very much. Nick, can I just say Nick C? Chronocrop?
Think of a kid saying no to drugs, it's sir, no crack.
Sir No Crack.
That is correct.
Nick Sir No Crack. I got that on record.
There you go.
Name and address, please.
Nick Cerno Crack.
That is awesome.
I live at 10656 Bell Street in Greenacre Estates. I just want to, I was prepared to read for Part A and B. I will reserve that till March 4th. I just want to say thank you very much for giving the public an opportunity to address the Planning Commission and so forth.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to turn it, can they turn in now? If he doesn't want to read it, can he present it to us? And then we can review it before the March 4th, if you want to. If not, you have the absolute right to hold on to it.
I can do that. I have something I
Okay.
can give you.
If you want. This one I hopefully will not get mistaken. Kevin Chase.
Good evening, everybody.
So,
Name and address, sir.
10647 Cranberry Drive in St. John,
Thank you very much.
Indiana. I don't have a rehearsed speech. I just wanted to come to the town hall meeting to say thank you for what you guys are doing, to have the courage to take this back on. We're making this from R2 back to an R1. I applaud everybody here for doing what is right for St. John over profits, doing what is right in that area for safety, which is evidently not being taken into account at this time. So I just hope you guys have the strength and the to continue on this with March 4th, and I'll be looking forward to that when that does happen. So we have other issues too. Hi Paul, I talked to you on Facebook quite a bit. We have issues at Klein and 231, which this is just going to make a worse safety issue if this is allowed to go through. So, like I said, I just want to say thank you. I hope you guys find the strength to continue this fight and do what is right for all of our residents at St. John, not just a few. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chase. James Guritz. Mr. Guritz, just your name and address, please.
James Juritz, 7715 West 101st Avenue, Ground Point. I'm talking on this 111 acres. I believe it's right behind my house. I think is it what they're talking about? I wasn't aware that it was rezoned. It's always been, farm fields. And we do have a problem already with water problem with the gates. Right, they got a retention pond, or I don't know if it's a detention pond, but when they built the gates of St. John, the Magnolia Gates, I believe they call it, the water was supposed to go to the west. And like you say, they built this retention pond, and it wasn't in this here, but the problem, it keeps, when it rains, it floods. Again, we did have a heavy rain. My whole backyard was a lake, and it's all the water it goes into the field, and then it takes the corn stalks, the bean stubble, and it brings it through, and it gets in my lawn, but then it goes through trying to get to the ditch on the road that crosses 101st, that runs along Blaine, then crosses Blaine, and Blaine's flooding. That's a hazard for, the public, they're driving. That, I think, they ought to address what they got first. I've been down here before, quite a few years ago, for this, and they said they was going to work on it. And I guess they did something, but it didn't work. I mean, I'm still getting flooded. Now my concern is you're taking all this farm ground with the rain. There's no way the water can get in. you know, the ground, all these houses, I guess it's a R2 PUD, and I guess it's more houses. The less houses is better. No houses would be better yet. I mean, because you got a problem now already with no houses. Let's see. I understand that the town is supposed to take care of that ditch around Blaine. So you're fighting with the county and St. John. They're not cleaning the ditches, and like you said, it's full. They put barricades on the road here last weekend. And like I said, before they continue, I'd like to fix what they got first. And then, you know, I don't know where all the traffic's gonna go, but you got a lot of traffic. But my biggest concern is the stormwater. I don't know about the town's gotta worry about the, city water and the sewage and stuff, but my concern is stormwater.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for those comments, sir. We appreciate that. On the second sheet, Mr. DeVito and Ebinger, Tina, you were on that sheet, so I'm assuming you're good. Thank you. I will open up to anyone that did not sign in, if they would want to make a public comment in anything in general.
Donald Barman.
I'm sorry, sir, if you could speak in,
109th.
can you do that one more time, please?
Donald Barman, 7910 West 109th. That's the Barman farm there that's been there for 165 years. I'm the fourth generation. And this is a mess. That drainage started when Lawton put that storm sewer into our field tile there. And that's what this man is talking about. We got more problems there where they want to put a roundabout. I own the three corners there. They want to put a roundabout there. You got big problems. All I want to do is thank you people, because this has fell on deaf ears for the last 8 to 10 years. And now finally somebody has woke up and wants to do something about it. After we've caused a lot of trouble for a lot of people, a lot of damage to their property and everything. And I hope that you continue to do this what's right and get this straightened out. And we got a terrible mess with this corner there at Klein Avenue 231. And I'm fighting with the state. Rick Niemeyer is helping me. Councilman Tippy is helping me, and we're trying to get this straightened out. I don't think we need a roundabout there, and I hope you help with that. So we got a lot of problems with that area. So take that into consideration. And I don't think this property should be rezoned. The density would be too great, and I don't think there's enough ingress and egress. Even coming off of the gates of St. John, and there's one entrance on Klein Avenue. That's all there is. They wanted to go through my property. No, I wouldn't let them go through my property to 20 acres on the northwest northwest corner there and that. And if you look at what he's proposing there for the ingress and egress there, if you got a tragedy there, if you got something happens there, you ain't gonna get the people out of there. So I hope you take this all into consideration when this is taken care of. And I'll be back in March or whenever it is. And if you people need any help from me, let me know.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else that would like to make a comment before I will ask for a motion to adjourn? With that, I will bring it back to the board, seeking a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.